Okay, and welcome to this special bonus episode of Shockwaves. I'm one of your hosts, Rob Galluzzo.
All right, let's do it.
Stop. The very
Easy.
excited
All right,
Elric
right.
Kane is here.
It's like Christmas.
It is
by
Christmas.
Halloween.
And Ryan Turek.
I feel the same way. This is Christmas Day.
This actually is. This is a cool idea that was presented to this is our version of Christmas. Cool idea that was presented to us a little while ago, and we decided that it would be the perfect thing for both a bonus episode and a video episode. And we're staring at 3 black bags in front of us.
Feel the power.
The contents of this bag, this is the first new Fangoria since 2015.
Yep.
3 years.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. It was something that I didn't think would ever come back.
I know.
And so here it is, right in front of us.
The hard work of many, many awesome people who came together to put this thing together. And I mean, like, it's heavy.
Heft it for weight, yeah.
It's very hefty.
Yeah.
Oh, this is exciting.
I know.
Well, and they're going for something special, something that you're going to keep and look at again, not just another magazine. I guess.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And so this is an idea that Dallas Sonia, who is now the owner of Fangoria and also a great producer of some terrific films, Bone Tomahawk, The New Puppet Master, he came up with this idea. He's like, I would love it if you guys would open it and react naturally for the first time.
Yeah.
So I will preface that we have not seen or heard anything about the new Fangoria issue. We're getting it blindly. I've also subscribed, so one of these will pop up in my mailbox any day now too. And the new editor-in-chief is Phil Noble Jr., who he came from Birth Movies Death, right? Yeah. So he's had a little bit of history there. He sent us a very detailed email to Phil, love you, but I literally read like a sentence and you spoiled so much that I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have it in front of me while we open it. It like literally a play-by-play of everything that's in here.
And yet it shows his passion.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Very, very passionate about it. So we're excited for this, but before, let's build the suspense. We're all Fangoria kids.
Yeah.
You know, Ryan and I were fortunate enough to write for the mag a little bit.
It was a big career boost. I mean, I was running, I had been working with Creature Corner, and then from Creature Corner to DreadCentral.com. And then when Tony offered to come on board the Fango team, I mean, that was a step up.
Yeah.
And opened a lot of doors to where I am now. So if it wasn't for Fangoria, I wouldn't have had the opportunity or exposure to a lot of people that I might not have had while running the website. So.
And it feels like it legitimizes horror. There's something about Fangoria, like the website's a little less so. You know, there's something about the magazine and print, and it's been around, I think, as long as I think it was 78.
78, 79, 1979.
Right. So it's been pretty much as long as I've been on.
I mean, you know, I'm able to reach back into my old Fangorias, and I do have all my old Fangorias on a shelf. And the thing is when people are like, what can we read? I'm like, they're right here. They're right here. Shocktillyoudrop.com. I can't point to any links because they're either broken or they're just gone. So that was 7 years of writing gone versus the 2.5 years I was at Fangoria, you know, and I can go, look at all these articles. And I still kind of dig back and I go, oh yeah, I wrote that. I completely forgot.
I still want to find that Jim Warnowski one where he reviewed The Shining, having never seen The Shining.
Oh, really?
It was on our show that he revealed that was one of his first jobs is writing reviews, and he was like, "Yeah, I wrote for The Shining. I never saw it," and I was like, "What?" I'd love to read that. But.
Well, one of the things Ryan does that I love, you do it on social media, is you will dig into an old Fangoria issue and go to the fan letters.
They're the best,
and you will be like
you are wrong.
The toxicity of like online like trolls has always been there.
It's always been there.
You will always like find
but in a more passive aggressive way. I feel, you know, where they're like, so Poltergeist sucks, and this is why. And I'm like, oh my god, you just said that Poltergeist was not your bag. That's amazing. Even the Blob. I think the Blob remake took some heat. I remember posting those, but there's always some great ones, and they're even better when they have their facts completely wrong.
Yeah.
Because, dude, your facts are completely wrong now in print, not on a discus message board where you can delete it and fix it.
Back.
But it was a lot harder back then to rewatch movies. In their defense.
Do you remember the first one you bought, first issue?
Yeah. That was issue with Night of the Living Dead 1990 on the cover. It was an orange film strip on the side, and it had the zombie right there in your face.
Close up, right? Of
really close.
The first zombie.
Yeah. And I remember the article was about how there was not a CGI team, but they were like computer whizzes that were using kind of early stage CGI to help design the zombies before they went into the prosthetic stage.
Yeah.
So they were playing around on a computer on how to design a zombie, and then they would show it to the practical effects team and go, "Here's what you're after." And it was cool. I remember that article, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then there was a Predator ad to get the gloves and the mask, and I showed it to my grandmother, and she's like, "Which one do you want?" And she's like, "You want the one with the actual dreads, or the ones that like because you can get the mask with the dreads all floppy and you can wave them around, or you can just get the regular one."
I want a photo of him doing that.
floppy dreads. So yeah, that was my Halloween costume that year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about you?
Yeah. For me, I'd read it. I just like skimmed through it on the shelf when I was really young, but I was like too embarrassed to try. Like it was almost like the equivalent of like trying to get away with buying a porno mag. Like I was too terrified to go to the counter and try to buy one.
Right.
So I'd always just skim through it. The first one I bought, I know for a fact, covered Nightmare 5 and Friday the 13th 8. So I think it was a Nightmare 5 cover, and I know it definitely had a Jason and maybe even Halloween 5. I just remember it was like at that point I was at my fever pitch for franchises, and they were all in this one issue, and I was like, this is the one I'm going to buy. This is it. So it might have been Halloween 5 on the cover now I think of it, but that was my first one. And now I'm actually misremembering that because I remember Halloween 4. So anyway, I don't even remember.
I think. Well, I know.
What about you?
I know it was Nightmare 3, but I think it was on the cover, and it was an older. It wasn't a new issue. Yeah. The thing about me, the reason why it was so important was growing up in New Zealand. There was zero competition in the horror sphere. There was nothing. You couldn't find any magazine or any, not even old horror comics really. So I was a big comic book fan, would always go to the comic book store, and they had Fangorias. And I remember, I already liked horror a lot. And I remember picking up one and getting a back issue first, and then falling in love mostly with like the ads and the weird little sendaways and all the stuff I couldn't get because I was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But I do remember Freddy being on the cover, and that was why I bought it, because I was obsessed by Freddy. And and what did I put in? I did a interview with Brian Yesna back before Society kind of got its thing again. That was the first time I got something in Fangoria, and it felt pretty surreal to go from being a kid who read Fangoria to that. It's a weird feeling.
That was
cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the funny thing is when Fangoria had its Weekend of Horrors convention in New York, and you and I crossed paths without knowing each other. We always saw photos later on. We were like, oh yeah, I was standing in the same line. I would be the kid in the front row watching Tony Timpone and Mike Gingold do previews of upcoming horror films. Yep. And I'd sit there with like kind of this 12-year-old entitled harumph, show me what you got. and then when I started working for them, I was that guy on stage doing stuff, and I would always try to identify the 12-year-old sitting in the front row going, harumph, show me what you got, Ryan Rotten. And it was a great feeling to be kind of part of all of that. And it just kind of further cemented how much Fangoria meant to me at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it still does. When Dallas called me and he's like, I got Fangoria, I was like, oh my God, hang on, I need to sit down. I need to take a breather for a
it's
second.
one of the few brands I actually cared when it went under. Like it's rare now because everything's so disposable. It was like when it stopped, obviously, some things have to stop for a reason, I guess, and you hope it comes back in the right way, and it looks like it is. So, but I remember just being like, that's a brand that should never go away and should be making movies and should be like a bigger thing, in my opinion. That's how I always felt about it. So this is, exciting.
Hopefully this is the beginning of that, and I say we dig in.
All right.
Is this it or what?
All right, so let's just keep in mind.
I've never been part of an unboxing.
I don't think any of us have done an unboxing video, so it's like, hang on a second, let me smell it.
Do we whisper?
Smells like
unboxing.
Smells like plastic.
What's it do?
It's
actually, we have to make sure we don't cut the thing.
I know.
That's why you can use the letter opener after I'm done with it, because that's the way I'm going.
All right, hang on a second.
Oh, letter openers are not.
Yeah, you can use these if you want.
I just got to get a little bit. All right.
I am now opening the.
How many grown men does it take to open a giant plastic bag?
I won't look until everyone's ready.
Yeah, you can't pull it out until.
So,
all right, here we go. I got it.
So obviously, Kane will be the one you'll follow in terms of technique.
All right,
that was simple.
Right.
Cut the top.
I have to wait till everybody to be synced up.
I see the back cover, so I'm just going to turn it to the front here.
Oh, you're right.
Hold on.
And there's a poster. I see a poster. Hold on, let's wait for Elric.
There we go. 3,
you got it?
2, 1.
Boom. All right, it's out.
What's on the front?
Poster side, front cover.
Oh.
Holy smokes.
Here we go.
I just got chills.
Ryan, did you know this was coming? You had to have.
Look at this. I got chills.
The front cover.
Absolute chills.
He's back. Michael Myers from the new Halloween.
It's orange.
It's got the film strip. It's heavy. It's like a book.
Yeah.
This is like more bookish than a magazine.
I love it.
Yeah,
Wow.
let's see what the poster is really quick. Hang on a second.
Oh, we're back. That's
right in the
pretty
corner,
bad.
volume 2, number 1. Oh, yeah, they actually revealed this poster online.
Yeah,
It's
you
the
can find
only
this
piece of
online.
art that they kind of revealed in advance,
Oh my God. Hang on
which
a
is
second.
great. This is beautiful. Look at that.
Well, it's all franchises here. Like, I guess Suspiria is now a franchise, but we've got Puppet Master, Luca Guadagnino's Suspiria, and some
Unfilmed
Chainsaw sequel.
Yeah, what is that?
And it's the old school film strip, so it literally does look like the original Fangoria.
And look at the spine. So now you'll be able to stack these nicely
my
because it's like.
God.
I wonder if they're all going to be as thick as this.
Yeah.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
supposed to be.
So there's a little backstory on this photo.
Yeah, let us in on it.
So the backstory on the photo is we needed a really fantastic photographer to take a lot of photos of our cast, and obviously Michael Myers. So Jamie Lee Curtis recommended to us a photographer named Dan Winters. He's absolutely fantastic. He worked on Blade Runner, and he's worked with Ridley Scott and all these other people. And halfway through the shoot, we had to schedule a photo shoot day. So we were working 6-day weeks, so we went in on a 7th day, and Jamie was like, whatever, I want to go in. And we got James June Courtney all done up in Michael makeup and Michael makeup and a mask. And we just shot all day. And the stuff that Dan got was beautiful. So I am very honored that this actually graces the cover. This is absolutely amazing. Jesus.
And let's point out the most important thing on this entire cover, which I didn't even realize they were going to do this. It says Volume 2, number 1.
Yeah.
So we are back at the beginning. The origin story rebooted. It's kind of like, it's funny because these are all kind of remakes too. So it's kind of fun to
All
see.
right, here we go. Let's open it up.
How we're going.
All right, Suspiria ad right away.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus.
It's the guts and the gravy.
Yeah, that's
is how they're
the table of
describing it. I
contents.
love it.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Hold that up.
Postal Zone. The little Postal Zone is back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Someone who agrees with me. Horror's always been elevated. Yeah. Of course it has been.
Bold
Always.
horror statement.
Bold horror statements.
TJ Tranchell. Good
Jeez.
letter, man. All right. Yeah, so far it looks great.
Oh, look at Fango Fave staff picks. Little staff picks on there.
That's cool.
Invocation. So, yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to let people read this themselves, but Phil's, I like that invocation.
Monster Invasion.
Well, let's see who's contributed. We got contributors Alex Aja,
Oh, wow.
I know. Look at these names.
Coscarelli, Crampton, England, Russ Fisher. Oh, hello, Russ. Oh, hello, Todd Gilchrist. A lot of colleagues.
Tim Lucas. Gary Pullen.
Oh, Carrie O'Quinn.
Yeah.
Chuck Palahniuk.
Tony Timpone.
Samuel Zimmerman.
Sammy Z.
And
it's-
Craig Zeiler.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh.
But it is good to see Michael Gingold and Tony Timpone both listed
Yes.
because they will always be the heart and soul of Fangoria.
I love this Fango favorite staff's pick. I hope they do that every time. That's
Just
cool.
so you see.
That reminds me of Slashback right there.
Yeah.
That's
Very much
cool.
so.
Mike Gingold. Remember? Okay, so in the 90s, I remember there was a constant column in Fangoria where they would cover a film that was mostly like a dark thriller, and there was a little cartoonish producer at the top, and it said, "It's not a horror film." Now they have a column called "It is a horror
Oh,
film."
I love it.
That's a good
I
plan.
love it. Yeah, there's
Fangoria's veteran scribe on a 30-year epidemic of horror denial. That's fantastic. Wow.
Oh, this is cool. So they have a word from Fangoria's old guard, the co-founders of the company, on forging ahead with Fangoria. That's neat.
And now
It's a good
new,
context.
according to this email, new columns, monthly regular features from Tony Timpone, which will be this eulogies. There you go.
What's remarkable is the lack of advertising. Like, I don't know how they put, because I've only seen one ad for hours. So
Yeah,
far.
there's
God.
I believe, I mean, it's a 100-page issue, and I think there's like maybe 6 pages somewhere in here with ads, but it's kind of the minimum. Oh, and it's a Phantasm article by Don Coscarelli.
Oh, sweet.
Here, let me spin some.
The,
of these around so you can see inside.
Halloween fans, you guys are going to freak the hell out.
that
There
art
is
is
just
beautiful.
so much
turn that
Halloween.
page around.
There's
That's-
so much Halloween content.
But that's not just a fan.
I
That's
mean, this is beautiful
also it's
artwork.
art, yeah.
I don't know, Ryan. I've seen this photo online, but I got really excited by the
Yeah.
Halloween article.
Yeah.
New Halloween.
I mean, there is so much Halloween content in here. Holy
And a big thing on
guacamole.
Suspiria, which we just are starting to hear great things about
Yeah.
coming out of
there's
Fantastic Fest.
coverage on the Myers house, the The fan that created his own house into the Myers house's image. Oh my god!
Oh god, and I love this. The remember how Fangoria always used to have a quote and then like a little what's it called, like the little caption that were funny and spoilerish. So this one for Halloween has Jamie Lee where it says she's the Loomis of the movie. Is that true, Ryan? Can you confirm this? Yeah. And there's a severed head and it says spoiler, this guy doesn't make it. So I'm glad that.
All right, we don't need to hard sell this because there's a little cartoon of Joe Spinell. This should sell itself. So you got me with Joe Spinell, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
This is something that I cannot wait to dig into, and Jesus Christ, I don't know if I'm going to be able to record a show after this. Sorry, guys.
Kind of want to go home and read this.
This is about it. It looks like an abandoned sequel to Texas Chainsaw 2.
Yeah, that I've never heard of.
Second swing.
So what would have been part 3?
What would have been part 2, but it was like an abandoned take. I don't know.
Oh, like a more serious version, maybe?
Possibly, yeah. But this is, I mean, like, Jesus, the design and the artwork of this thing.
That might be the pick of the mag so far. That's looking really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah. This is, I think, Ryan, you mentioned this already, but Kenny Caperton, the guy that made his house in North Carolina, looked exactly like the Myers house.
Yeah. This is as a kid the kind of thing you went to for it. How to slit your own throat.
Exactly.
Detailed instructions. This is the kind of thing as a kid that makes you a horror kid. It makes you try this. You know, it's so great. That's really fun.
This is so wonderful. Yeah,
they should have a place for videos of people to upload who try this step by step.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's how the world's changed. It could be a fun way to do it.
I'm at a loss for words because this is a thing of beauty. There's original fiction in here. There is the Nightmare Library is back, which is pretty awesome.
That's great.
Barbara Crampton.
This is a good idea especially because the timing is Fest finds.
Well,
I think that's a good idea to really highlight festival films.
Yeah.
Obviously with Shudder, Sam Zimmerman on the cutting edge of all things Shudder and pickups. And Luz is in there. I like Luz a lot.
Look at this chainsaw thing.
Oh, yeah, no, this thing I'm going to read first.
That's probably going to be one of the first things I go to just because I'm curious because we always like, I've heard of this project or that, but I think they might have found something I never heard of.
This is beautifully done.
Betty Gabriel gets a little spotlight.
Wow.
Jeez.
The layout's gorgeous, though.
Yeah.
Overall, it's just... what's Tim?
You're smelling it now?
Tim Lucas. Does it smell good?
Just giving it a little sniff.
That's smoky. The hard sell.
This looks like a book about Fangoria rather than an issue of Fangoria. Yeah. You know, like when you get those like reference books. Mm-hmm. Oh man, all right. Yeah. Gingold did a nice section on Larry Fessenden, which always wins my heart over. One of the most.
I actually love this How to Slit Your Own Throat article because it's got the toolkit with like a little breakdown of every little bit that you need.
And can you find it online or something? I thought that was. I thought I read something about that.
I don't know.
Oh, this is Fessenden's new film. The new.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
He did
Frankenstein.
He did a Frankenstein.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. I haven't seen anything about it yet, so this is like the first I've seen.
I love it. I remember.
There's a classified ad vault. And it's all from like little people, just like little captions from people who wrote in.
Cool.
There's a comic strip in here, which I don't know if you remember, Ryan, but occasionally they do it, and I remember this is the first time I saw Jason versus Michael Myers versus Leatherface was in one of these comic captions. That's amazing.
Oh man, this looks like something right out of Gore Zone, but this is an exploration of homemade horror movies by S. Craig Zahler. Yeah. I mean, that's what I love about Zahler. You can tell he loves that stuff with the splatter. So the fact that he would bother writing for Fangoria to write about homemade horror, that's awesome. Yeah, that.
I mean, I'm taking us back to the beginning, but I mean, I really, really love this Fango Fave staff picks, which is just a picture of a shelf. I mean,
I feel like
guys,
gotta keep doing
this
that.
up. Yeah. Keep this stuff up. I love it so much.
Yeah, and there's a whole section on horror books, Nightmare Library.
Yeah.
This is great. So everything's kind of covered here.
Wow.
What's this big cartoon?
There's a lot here. There's a lot.
What's this? Chuck Palahniuk did a story for them? Or
an original story?
Yeah. Here, One Day You'll Thank Me.
Oh, cool.
With illustrations by Tate Seinsek, who's a effects artist.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those writers I want to see go full horror. I'd love to see what he would do with that. And Grady Hendrix, so talking about Bigfoot fiction.
Yeah. This is a brand new story by Chuck Palahniuk in here, which is crazy. I love that.
There's only literally like 4 big ads. Wow, that's crazy. That's the problem with this. We're unboxing, but what we really want to do is sit down and
like read it. We're like going quiet. Like, oh, tough luck.
But it's true. It's like, I mean, it's not like we need to sell this to anyone because everyone listening is going to want this. So.
And you know what? I think, what's the price? Is it like, I should come up and look at the subscription rate. I subscribe without even thinking about it.
But it's also available on shelves, right? Or not?
Yeah, I think so. So it's going to be, it's going to come out 4 times a year, right? And it's starting with this October, and then it's $60 for a subscription,
and worth every penny. I mean, honestly, any of the naysayers who were like, "Oh, it's a little expensive." I mean, look at this. This is a hunk of Fango right here.
Well, and here's the thing: unlike an original issue of Fango, which I would work my way through over the course of a couple of days, like this will probably take me. I'm going to come back to this all month, like a good book, like literally, just going to keep coming back to it.
Yeah. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Guys, beautiful work. Everybody at Fango, well done.
Yeah. And so this is going to be 4 a year?
4 a year.
4 a year.
Yep. So this will have to carry us.
Yeah.
And so this will carry us for a bit.
Until 2019.
Until the end of the year, till January or so. Which I think it will, quite frankly.
Yeah.
We have to read the things to come section at the end. That was, I don't know about you, but I always went to that back and wanted to know about the upcoming films. That was probably the part that most... I mean, because we didn't have the internet, that was the way to find this stuff out.
Well, I remember this is the one that always confused me. Contributors Crypt, which is like a little paragraph above everybody that contributed. Yep. They'd always, like Tony would ask me to be like, come up with some quirky thing about you. I don't know, like whatever you like. You like
4 issues in, you're kind of like,
all right, what else do I do now?
Yeah, what else do I say?
But yeah, Things to Come was always great because you'd always it'd give you a little the new Pet Cemetery, Jordan Peele's Us.
What? Let's see.
Shaska's Rabid remake. Yeah, just skimming that, you're like, well, I'm ready for the next issue already. Yeah. Bring it. Yeah, this is just this far exceeds. Oh my God. In Search of Bigfoot Fiction by Grady Hendrix, who, by the way, you heard on the last episode of Shockwaves.
How did people get into this classified ad vault?
That's what I want to know.
Because I see a podcast called 80s All Over somehow made it in.
I think they did it. I think
have to pick a podcast war.
They put a call out for it. I think online briefly. Cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
Pearl Jam sucks. Nirvana rules.
Throwback. I agree with that one. No, actually, I like Pearl Jam first album, but Nirvana's better. Anyways.
Yeah, I would sift through these like goofy classified ad vaults all the time too, just like seeing what people were reaching out for. In fact, until the advent of the dawn of the internet, that's how people would trade VHS tapes too.
Oh yeah,
isn't that great? I love that.
I'm really into it. That
picture is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bastard Sons and Daughters of Michael Myers by Jacob Knight, talking about all the things that. With Gary Pullenart, all the things that came out of Halloween, the movie, which is great. That's where you saw your animated Spinell.
Yeah. I think he was a Birth Movies death guy too. Right?
Yeah. I recognize his name.
Yeah.
Little cartoon Horace Pinker in there. It's pretty rad.
And an article here on David
Gordon
Green.
And you recognize that little guy, right? From
Blood Rage. If you include Blood Rage, Art of Blood Rage,
cartoon,
and Slumber too, Slumber Party Massacre too.
Oh, there's the guitar.
Bad Dreams, yeah.
This is so cool.
Yeah,
oh, good. Dan Litzinger got a little artwork.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like we don't want to give too
we
much
can't spoil
away.
too much.
Well, we're just going to start reading each article now. Let's go, guys. Here we go.
Well,
I think that's how we should end it. Just we all silently start reading.
Well, here's the thing. At the time of this airing, this video and this episode, it should be in your inbox.
Yeah.
It should be popping in your inbox right now. So hopefully we didn't spoil too much for you. But if you didn't subscribe, I think it is absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it in my hands. Kudos Phil and the whole team. You guys did an incredible job.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I'm going to need one just to read and then one to put on the shelf in mint condition. I got break.
You're going to be that guy.
Maybe I am.
And thanks for letting us have an early peek. That's pretty special.
That's so cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. And thank you, Fangoria. And we will see you soon enough.